What's going on YouTube? Real quick video. Today I'm on my final dose of Waste Away. The dinos have cleared out the rock. All the rocks except for the right two. There's still just a tiny bit. But I still am noticing some in my sand bed, as you guys can see. This is no filter. It looks kind of blue. Bear with me. But the sand bed had just appeared in the last couple days. I've been feeding pretty heavy. This weekend I'm going to change the UV bulb and clean the quartz sleeve that goes in there. Just, supposed to do that. I guess my buddy didn't do it for a while, so he recommended I clean that out. I asked him when the last time he changed the bulb was, and he said it only had 4 or 5 months used, but then it was sitting in the garage for 6 months. So I'm going to go ahead and change the bulb, and then I'll just have that bulb I change out as a spare emergency bulb if needed. See that new torch back there? Alright, he's about 2.5 inches across. Oh yeah, you see the new guys right there? That's a mated pair of bangais. They've already laid, or they're mouth brooders. They've already had a couple hatchings. Not in this tank, but in the tank from the guy I got it from. What a chotch that guy was. His tank was infected. He had him in a sump with other fish. He closed down his quarantine supposedly, and then threw his quarantine fish in the sump with these guys, and the quarantine fish had ick. So these guys got a freshwater dip and stayed in my little quarantine for 2 days, and I just said fuck it and put them in here. So far they're looking pretty good. My clown is still upset and sad. I don't know if he has an internal parasite or something, but he just stays in the back corner. He's alive, but I don't know what's going on with him, man. Makes me upset. Anyways, let's move on. The corals are looking pretty decent. As you can see, I have all the zoas mounted. I just got done building a stand, excuse me. I'll see if I could link a picture for a buddy, and he hooked me up with the little jawbreaker, and that's 4 polyps of speckled cracks. They're pissed off. I got them drip acclimating right now. After I finish drip acclimating them, I will take half this water and use it for the dip water, and then get a cup full of tank water for rinse water, and we'll throw them in there and we'll see what they look like in a couple days. Today's the final dose of the Waste Away, and then I will be switching back to the refresh every other day. We're going to do one more cycle, see if we can get this stuff knocked out, because it seemed like I got it off all the rocks. It was out of the sand, and now it's back in the sand. So final dose of Waste Away. Wednesday coming up this week, I will be doing a water change using Julian Sprung's Accurate One salt. He had a deal. He had like a 50-gallon mix, individual 5-gallon mixes for like $20 or something on saltwater.com. I am not sponsored by them or anything. I just found the deal, went ahead and picked that up. So I'm going to switch off the natural seawater and start mixing my own salt. I went with that salt specifically because I don't know anybody using that salt. I've seen his videos about the salt. It mixes at, I believe, 8.0 alkalinity, 420 calcium, 1320 magnesium. Don't quote me on that. Those are numbers I believe it mixes at. So we're going to give that a try. I like the individual 5-gallon baggies. You just cut it open, pour it in the 5 gallons, mix it up, get it to temp, blah blah blah. Do the water change, done. So each box comes with 10 bags. I ordered 2 boxes. If I do a water change once a month, that's enough for 18 months. So not to say I'm going to do it once a month. I might do one every other week, every 3 weeks. We'll have to see how the tank's looking. But tank's rocking out, doing pretty good. Skimmer's pulling some fat, nasty waste. Look at that dark ass shit. Excuse my language. This is getting a bulb change tomorrow. The reactor is still empty, not running anything. Oh, I forgot. You guys don't know. You can see I got another tube hooked up there. I went ahead and picked up a chiller. It's 13th horsepower. Aqua Euro. A couple weeks ago, our temps got up to like 103. Summer's about just around the corner. We've been having, the last week we've had some cooler days, but don't get it wrong, man. Summer is here. It will show up out of nowhere. And my tank temps, when it was 103, got up to 82. I did install a little 4-channel Jabo fan on the sump next to the skimmer there. It was fine, but it increased my evaporation rate, and it only lowered my tank temp by 2 degrees. I like to keep my tank around 77, 78. I have the chiller set at 76. It has a 2-degree margin, so if it hits 78, it'll kick on, chill it down to 70. I think it gets down to like 76.7. I'm fine with that. During the summer months, I might bump the chiller up to 77. That way, when it hits 79, it kicks on. I don't want to shock nothing, but I did get a chiller. So another thing that happened was I had a snail go down the main drain. He popped out yesterday. I've been having fluctuations with the overflow here, and I couldn't figure out why. I opened that bad boy up, and he flushed right out. Pretty good size. Little snail, about that size right there. So other things that are going on, I got my bottles here. Those are going to be for a DIY cock stirrer. I'm going to be using the Camor X1 dosing pump. I actually have another one of these I'm still waiting on. I had some preferred reefer points. I ended up picking that up for $40 with my reefer points. I got 2 of them, so $82 and some change, I believe. But that's going to be going. I had to move my cabinet around. Got a Hanna stirrer. We're going to try to put one of those vials on here. Actually, 2 of them. One's going to be on the stirrer. The other one's going to be off of the stirrer. And try to make like a little nano cock reactor. Try it out. I have a naturally high pH, so I'm not sure if it's going to work out as well as I think. I don't want my pH to get all crazy. I'm not chasing pH, but my pH naturally occurs about 8.0 to 8.3. Never goes below 8. So my threshold on pH is 8.6. I really don't want to go above 8.5. You know, just preference. No water change has been done to this tank. Wednesday, we will be doing a water change. Today's the last dose of waste away. I'm going to give it a few days with nothing. Do the water change, and then I'm going to do one more cycle of the refresh for 1 week every other day, and then 1 more week of the waste away. And then hopefully we'll just be doing like a monthly dose on the refresh only, or you know, do a dose every 2 weeks of the refresh, and then 2 weeks after that do a dose of the waste away. Just do it like a regular schedule. I am still doing the hydrogen peroxide nightly, 3 mils, 30 minutes after lights out. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. I'm trying to make this short and sweet. One other thing I did get is this little gold hammer right here, the Endo. I've seen like 3 or 4 Aptasia on there. There's a local reefer selling some Burgeyes for fairly cheap. He hit me up. I said, you know what, let me try to hit this Aptasia in the butt before it spreads. I hate Aptasia. Every tank I've had has had Aptasia, and I try not to mess with them. Oh, just leave them alone. You don't mess with them. They'll be fine. And then 4 months later, they're all over the fucking tank. And then I wish I would have done something sooner. So I threw in 3 large burg eyes in here yesterday. Triple acclimated them for an hour and a half. Threw them in. There was an Aiptasia right behind there. It is gone this morning. I put all 3 of them right next to that. But I did notice one more Aiptasia down there by that acan in this back center. So hopefully they nip that one in the butt. If I can find them, I will pull them out and throw them on my little nuisance tank over here. There is some Aiptasia on those rocks. There's no light on here. But I threw 2 large ones in here yesterday to start nipping this in the butt. This way I can maybe reuse this rock somewhere else. Maybe in the other 25-gallon lagoon I will be setting up as a frag system. Not in the display itself, but in the sump. Final thing we got going on. Booyah! Booyah! No, I'm just kidding. This is not going to be a reef tank. This is not going to be a saltwater tank. However, this tank was my very first reef tank ever. It's a 55-gallon tall. I believe it's 36 inches long, 18 inches wide by 24 inches tall. I've held on to this bad boy. It's probably about 15, actually it's like 17 years old, to be honest with you. The reason why I do not use it was I was moving it from my old house, and I chipped the back glass, the edge. It probably still hold water, but honestly I didn't want to chance it. I used it as a snake cage for one of my kids' pets, for my pet once, and my wife has just rescued another reptile. I tried to talk her out of it, saying she doesn't take care of the animals she takes care of now, or excuse me, the animals she has now. So I came home one day and the damn reptile was in the house. So I pulled this bad boy out of my fish junk storage shed, and it was in there. Wiped it all down, gave it a fresh coat of paint. I did paint the sides of this tank black and the back. It could probably use another coat, but we're gonna call it good. Tomorrow we're gonna go down and we are going to a reptile store. We're gonna start getting some foliage, some media, bedding or whatever you call it, substrate, a fogger. I might get some spray foam. We're gonna try to hook this thing up like a vivarium. I don't know, my chick wants to make it look like a zen tropical forest. I've been watching some videos. I think I can figure something out. It might look a little Petco-y in the beginning, but over time we're gonna try to hook this bad boy up to a rainforest type of display for the new reptile, which I'm going to show you now. We're entering my kids' game room slash junk toys and books, and here he is, all pissed off. Look at this tank, dude. This is like the most pathetic, sorry tank. This guy's been in here for 5 years. Alright, the lighting's not enough. The tank is too small. This is like a 20-gallon tall, if that. I think it's like 20 inches long, 13 inches wide by 18 inches tall. You know, this guy's 5 years old. It's a frilled lizard. I'm not sure if it's from Australia or there's another one, I forget the name where it's from. But we've been doing our research. So far we've been misting him every day during a feeding. We've been putting his worms here and calcium powder, but he will be in here until the other tank is ready. We're gonna Try to get some, what is it called? Some kind of bark. I can't think of the name of it right now. But we're going to get him some bark branches. Maybe some live plants. We're going to get a waterfall with a fogger. We're going to do some tropical forest bedding. Maybe a planted bedding. Some vertical and horizontal branches for him. Cork bark, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to try to put a horizontal place for him to bask. A couple diagonal cork bark branches and maybe a couple vertical ones with maybe some live plants. We might go fake plants to start until we wrap our head around what's needed to grow real plants. The water dish will probably be coming out. He probably doesn't even use that thing. He relies more on misty water. But he is a frilled lizard. When we first got him, the back of his neck looked like it was burnt from a basking light or something. It is starting to look a lot better than it was. He was severely dehydrated as well. He has improved quite a bit. So this is the new addition. My wife's, I told her I set the tank up, and then she's got to care for the lizard. And I'm not going to sit here and watch her neglect an animal that she brought in here to rescue. So I'm going to try to help her out setting it up, give her everything she needs, and then it's on her to make this guy thrive. So there's your update for the weekend. Drip acclimating, 4 polyps of speckled cracks, 1 jawbreaker. Tank is looking so. I am noticing a few new polyps here and there on different varieties. That Acan right there by the Nirvanas is not looking so hot. He's looked better. I might end up moving him, see if I can find him a new spot, maybe less flow. But the tank's looking alright, decent. The dinos are off of the rocks, now on the sand. But I'm going to try to suck out as much of them with the water change as possible. Got our new chiller. Last day of a waste away. Gonna work on a cock reactor. DIY, nano style. If it's gonna work, I have no idea. If not, we'll use that Hanaster for maybe some Aqua Vitro trace elements. You gotta mix them up before you add them to the tank. Still not sure. A local reefer had it for a pretty good price. I was like, you know what, I want that, and I went and picked it up. X1, if I don't use it for the cock reactor or whatever, maybe I'll use it for dosing 2-part on here, who knows. Still dosing minimal amounts. Everything seems to be doing okay at the moment. Summer's here. Father's Day just passed. Happy Father's Day. Calypso, what's up, dude? I think he's over there at Reefapalooza, New York. Hope you're having fun. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, Fishbam, K-Town, Mike Lemming, Calypso, Rico, JJ, Lisa, Woken, CJ, Davis, freaking Click Clack, Chimp, the Reefer. I always see you guys on Passion for Pets. Follow all you guys. Always look forward to seeing your videos. There's a couple new subscribers. I just want to say thanks for subscribing. I've been checking out your videos, awesome videos. Thanks for joining the channel. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that like button and show some love, brothers. I'm going to go ahead and finish up doing this drip acclimation. I'm going to pull out my Revive. We're going to be dipping them in Revive, and I think I'm going to do what'd you call it, iodine dip on the Zoas. Maybe not, we'll have to see what comes off in their Revive. And depending on how bad the frag plug looks, I might do a peroxide dip on the plug itself, or add a new plug if, oh yeah, real quick, boom, there's some new frag discs I got from Danny. Thanks, Danny. These are super thin, very awesome. And the funny thing was, he told me Aptasia cannot grow on these for some reason, or will not grow on them. They are super thin. He hooked me up with 2 packs. I seen he had them. He said he was going to be ordering more, so he ordered a couple extra packs for me. Thanks a lot, Danny. I appreciate it. And we're gonna, maybe we'll put some of those cracks on there and cut them off that plug, and let them grow out, because I like them speckled cracks. But anyways, guys, enough rambling. Tomorrow we're gonna be working on that frilled lizard tank. Doing a full line of parameters on here, testing, clean the skimmer out, change the UV bulb, and I got an incoming call from Calypso, so I'll catch you guys later. Gonna hit up Calypso right now and see what's up.